Hi, good morning everybody. Today we are discussing a brief summary of our first lesson, Adventures in a Banyan Tree. Hope you have read the chapter. Who is the author? Good. Ruskin Bond. Ruskin Bond is an Indian author. He lives with his adopted family in Missouri in India. The Indian Council for Child Education has recognized his role in the growth of children's literature in India. He was awarded Sahitya Akademi Award in 1992 for Our Trees Still Grow in Dara, his novel in English. And he was awarded the Padma Shri in 1999 and Padma Bhushan in 2014. That's all about the author Ruskin Bond.
Ruskin Bond is an eminent contemporary Indian writer of British descent. He was born on 19th May 1934. His alma mater was Bishop Cotton School, Shimla. He wrote short stories Untouchable at the age of 16 in 1954. He wrote his first novel, The Room on the Roof, while he was 17 years old, which won the John Llewellyn Rhys Prize. Most of his works are influenced by his life in the hill station where he had spent his childhood days. Being a writer, over 50 years, Bond experimented with different genres. His early works included fiction, short stories, novels, with some being autobiographical. Later he tried at non-fiction, romance and books for children. His favorite genres are essays and short stories. The Angry River was his first children's work. Some of his notable works are Our Trees Still Grow in Dara, A Flight of Pigeons, The Blue Umbrella, and many of his stories became super hit movies. The Blue Umbrella, Junoon, Saat Khoon Maaf, The Black Cat, etc. are some of them. The Indian Council for Child Education has recognized his role in the growth of children's literature in India. He received the Sahitya Akademi Award for his short story collections Our Trees Still Grow in Dara in 1992. He was awarded Padma Shri in 1999 for his contributions in children's literature. He got the Lifetime Achievement Award in 2017. He now lives with his adopted family in Landor near Missouri.
We are moving to the brief summary of the lesson, The Adventures in the Banyan Tree. But before that, let's watch a video and come back. You have watched the video, okay? You might have seen the beautifulness of nature. What is the nature for these creatures? What do you think? For them, what is nature? You may scribble down your answers. What is nature for you? What do you think? You can even write then. What is nature for you? Yeah. Hope you have done it. Nature is a home for all. Right? For me, for you, for all the creatures you have seen in that video, nature is a home. Living in harmony with nature. Living in harmony with nature means living in harmony with her children. We all are her children. So living in harmony with nature means living in harmony with her children. Let's back to the summary of this chapter, Adventures in a Banyan Tree by Ruskin Bond. We had a great vacation this time, more than 3 months, even though we were under lockdown. During the vacation, we used to go to our cousins' houses, mother's house, and so to enjoy vacation. On reading this chapter, Adventures in a Banyan Tree, you might have seen such a boy visits his grandparents' house on occasion. What happens then? Let's see. The story is about a boy who marvels and enjoys an endless pleasure by getting close to nature. What is the story about? The story is about a boy who marvels and enjoys the endless pleasure by getting close to the nature. Have you ever had such an experience? Getting so close to the nature. A magnificent banyan tree as old as Dehradun town is the setting of the story. So where is the story taking place? On a banyan tree. Where is that? At his grandparents' house in Dehradun. So that's the setting of the story. Below the tree, there's a wonderful garden taken care by his grandfather. He builds a platform halfway up the tree and reads his favorite stories there. പണ്ടൊക്കെ നമ്മൾ ഈ എന്താ പറയുക ചെറിയ കഞ്ഞി കുഞ്ഞ് വെച്ച് കളിക്കാന്ന് പറയില്ലേ, അപ്പോൾ ചെറിയ വീടൊക്കെ ഉണ്ടാക്കൂലേ, ചെറിയ സെറ്റപ്പൊക്കെ നമ്മൾ ഉണ്ടാക്കില്ലേ കളിക്കാൻ വേണ്ടിയിട്ട്. അതേപോലെ he builds a platform halfway up the tree and there he reads the stories. Then he befriends a squirrel which often dwelled in his pocket and the friendship becomes spectacular. നമ്മൾ വീട്ടിൽ പെറ്റ്സ് ഒക്കെ ഉണ്ടാവില്ലേ, നമുക്ക് ആ പെറ്റ്സിനൊക്കെ ഭയങ്കര ഇഷ്ടമായിരിക്കുമല്ലോ നമുക്ക്, റൈറ്റ്? അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ആ പെറ്റ്സിന് നമ്മളോട് ഭയങ്കര ഇഷ്ടമായിരിക്കുമല്ലോ. അപ്പോൾ അതേപോലെ നമ്മുടെ മേത്തൊക്കെ കയറിയിരിക്കുക, മടിയിലൊക്കെ കയറിയിരിക്കുക. അതേപോലെ ഹിയർ ഹി ബിഫ്രണ്ട്സ് വിത്ത് എ സ്ക്വയറൽ, ഒരു കുഞ്ഞെണ്ണ, which often dwelled in his pocket and the friendship becomes spectacular. The presence of the grandparents makes the story more homely. Like grandparents ഒക്കെ ഉള്ളൊരു കാലം എന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ ബ്യൂട്ടിഫുൾ വൺ ഓഫ് ദ ലൈഫ്. എത്ര പേർക്കുണ്ട് ഗ്രാൻഡ് പാരൻസ് ഇപ്പം? അമ്മയുടെയോ അച്ഛൻ്റെയൊക്കെ അച്ഛനമ്മയൊക്കെ അല്ലേ? അവരുടെ പ്രസൻസ് ഒക്കെ വീട്ടിൽ ഇറ്റ് മേക്സ് എ ഹോം മോർ ലൈവ്ലി ആൻഡ് മോർ ഹോംലി അല്ലേ? ഒന്ന് ഓർത്ത് നോക്കി നിങ്ങളുടെ ഗ്രാൻഡ് പാരൻസിന് അവരുടെ ഒപ്പമുള്ള നിമിഷങ്ങളൊക്കെ ഒന്ന് ഓർത്ത് നോക്കി. Okay, so here the boy visits his grandparents' house in Dehradun and there's a big banyan tree. On the halfway up he makes a platform and he reads the books there and he befriends with a squirrel. And the birds of all kinds visit the tree during the fig season and they and the boy marvels at the wonders of nature. Birds of all kinds visit the tree during the fig season, and that such scenes makes the boy marveled. The boy's most exciting experience is a sight of encounter between mongoose and cobra. There he experiences something, an exciting experience. What is that? The fight between mongoose and a cobra. Have you seen a cobra and a mongoose? Have you seen their fight? He was sitting on the banyan tree, and a a full-grown cobra crawled into the garden below the tree. And mongoose comes across a fight, and the mongoose comes across, and the fight becomes very aggressive. So the cobra comes, the mongoose comes, and the fight becomes more aggressive. The boy gets a clear vision on the fight, where he's on the top, halfway up the platform he made, and he's sitting there and he's watching. And a crow and a myna witnesses a fight, and they are excited to take part in it. A mongoose, and a cobra fight. The boy up the halfway of the tree watches, and a crow and a myna takes part in it. But on their fight, they clash against each other and return to the perch. But on their fight, they clash against and they return to the perch. The crow and the myna return to the perch. The crow cannot but fly against the cobra and gets a fatal thud. You can imagine the cobra, the mongoose, they fight, and a myna and a crow, and the crow hits with, and it gets a fatal. Fatal means something that causes death. Thud. Okay. Then it lies still on the ground. The crow. Finally, the mongoose wins a battle. That always happens. And the battle ends. The cobra is dragged to the bushes. Myna is happy that mongoose has won. The boy then gets to know that his grandfather is very particular not to disturb the mongoose, which often steals their eggs and edibles. Now the boy understands why the grandfather is so particular in not disturbing the mongoose, even though the mongoose often steals his eggs and edibles. Edibles means something eatable. The boy used to take a white rat to the tree. That story ends, and the other wonders of the nature. The boy used to take a white rat to the tree. Where did he get the white rat? His grandfather had bought from the bazaar. The white rat made a friendship with the squirrels around the banyan tree. The white rat made the friendship with squirrels around the banyan tree, and they became close friends. On one day, he saw the squirrel is busy with its nest. The boy saw. It had even stolen his grandmother's knitting. Knitting, that's something she uses for stitching. It had stuffed the nest with the knitting. After a few weeks, he saw 3 white baby squirrels in the nest. His grandfather came up and they were marveled at the little white squirrels. Grandfather told him that the white rats and the squirrels were closely related to each other, and it was possible to have offsprings in this way. This is the brief summary of the lesson, The Adventures in a Banyan Tree. You may read it again, listen to this summary again and again, try to answer all those question answers in the text given. We will back again with the discourses mentioned in the chapter. Till then, bye.